faith is often thought of as something that is easily nurtured in times of peace and prosperity. But when faced with adversity, the very foundation of one's beliefs can be tested. Whether we're navigating personal struggles, societal upheavals, or global crises, building and maintaining faith in the face of hardship is a deeply transformative process. This article explores ways in which individuals can strengthen their faith during challenging times, regardless of their religious or spiritual background. 1. Understanding the role of faith in difficult times. Faith is not merely a passive belief but a dynamic force that can influence how we navigate life's storms. It can serve as an anchor, providing us with a sense of purpose and resilience when everything else seems uncertain. However, faith is not immune to challenges. The complexities of life often demand a more evolved, resilient form of faith, one that does not simply rely on external circumstances, but also on internal strength and perspective. In challenging times, faith can offer hope, the belief that things can improve, even if it is not immediately visible. Strength, a sense of courage to endure hardship, knowing that suffering is often a passage toward growth. Perspective, the ability to see beyond current suffering and recognize the broader picture of one's life journey. 2. Reconnecting with the fundamentals of faith. In moments of crisis, the first step in building or reinforcing faith is often a return to the basics. This may mean revisiting the core principles of one's belief system, whether that's prayer, meditation, gratitude, or reflection on personal values. Reconnecting with the foundational aspects of your faith can serve as a grounding force. For example, in religious contexts, many find solace in prayer, scripture, or rituals that remind them of their connection to a higher power or community. In spiritual practices, meditation, mindfulness, or engaging in acts of service can reinvigorate one's inner sense of purpose and connectedness. In philosophical terms, reflecting on values like kindness, integrity, and resilience can foster a sense of personal responsibility and meaning. 3. Embracing uncertainty and letting go of control. One of the most challenging aspects of life's difficulties is the inherent uncertainty that comes with them. In a world where we often seek to control our environment, the unpredictability of life can feel unsettling. Yet, faith requires a degree of surrender, a willingness to trust in the unknown. Rather than focusing on things beyond our control, building faith involves embracing uncertainty and learning to trust that there is something larger at play. This doesn't mean giving up on action or hope, but rather recognizing that control is sometimes an illusion, and that letting go of rigid expectations can bring relief. 4. Finding meaning in suffering. A powerful tool in building faith is finding meaning in hardship. While suffering is an inevitable part of life, how we interpret that suffering can significantly affect our faith and emotional well-being. Viktor Frankl, a renowned psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, emphasized the importance of finding meaning in suffering as a way to transcend it. Frankl's concept of logotherapy suggests that our ability to find meaning, even in the most difficult circumstances, is what ultimately gives us the strength to persevere. In practical terms, this means asking ourselves deeper questions when faced with difficulty. What lessons might I learn from this experience? How might this hardship shape my character? In what ways can I help others who are going through similar struggles? 5. The power of community support. Faith is not a solitary endeavor, it is nurtured through relationships in community. During challenging times, seeking support from others, whether through religious communities, friends, family, or professional counselors, can provide the strength needed to persist. Sharing experiences with others who are facing similar trials can create a sense of solidarity, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. Communities rooted in faith or shared values often provide spaces for healing, reflection, and growth. These communities can offer empathy, the shared understanding of pain and hardship. Encouragement, people who inspire and uplift us when we feel weak. Wisdom, insights and perspectives from others who have navigated similar challenges. 6. Building resilience through faith. Resilience is not simply about bouncing back from hardship, it is about growing through adversity. Faith provides the mental and emotional fortitude necessary to navigate life's obstacles and emerge stronger. Resilience is built over time, often through small, incremental acts of trust and perseverance. Faith can foster resilience by encouraging patience, a belief that things will improve in time, even if the progress is not immediately visible. Courage, the ability to face fear and uncertainty, trusting that there is purpose even in difficulty. Gratitude, recognizing the lessons and growth that come from even the most painful experiences. 7. Practicing self-compassion and patience. In difficult times, it is easy to become frustrated with oneself for not being strong enough or faithful enough. However, building faith during hardship also involves practicing self-compassion. Acknowledge that doubt, fear, and pain are part of the human experience, and that it is okay to struggle. Faith is not about perfection, it is about persistence and trust, even in the face of imperfection. Being patient with oneself and giving room for vulnerability can ultimately strengthen faith. In times of difficulty, remember that every moment of struggle is an opportunity to deepen your faith, not to abandon it. 8. The role of prayer, meditation, and reflection. For many people, prayer or meditation can be a crucial part of building faith. These practices offer a space for deep introspection, connection, and spiritual fortification. Whether one is communicating with a higher power, meditating on the present moment, or reflecting on personal goals and values, these practices can provide clarity and peace in times of chaos. Prayer offers a direct connection to the divine and can help express feelings of fear, hope, and gratitude. Meditation allows the mind to center itself, creating space for clarity and emotional regulation. Journaling or reflection can be a way to process difficult emotions and deepen one's understanding of their faith. 9. Conclusion: faith as a lifelong journey. Building faith in challenging times is not a quick fix but rather an ongoing journey. As we navigate hardship, we evolve. Faith isn't about remaining unchanged, it's about growing through life's trials and emerging more connected, more compassionate, and more resilient. While the path to building faith during tough times may be fraught with doubt, it is in these very moments that faith becomes most powerful. Faith is not just about believing in a future without pain, but about trusting in our capacity to endure, learn, and ultimately thrive through adversity.